Welcome to the weather forecast on CIA TV channel. Dear friends, in today's video we're going to take a deeper look at an upcoming storm, but it's going to circle around the eastern states back to the Gulf again, making a complete loop. It's going to make another loop and go back to the northern Gulf again. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. But certainly for weather stuff, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. So it piqued my curiosity. Well, at least we're going to talk about storms across the country, and believe me, there's a lot of thunderstorms around, and it looks like it's going to continue to be that way. So we're going to talk about all of that in this video. Obviously, we're looking at the entire United States right now. Right now, or at least the lower 48 states, we're seeing something interesting that Washington state and some parts of Western Canada are getting some showers coming through. We continue to have monsoon activity, and generally speaking, the storms are especially in the Four Corner states, as well as neighboring states like Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, California, even parts of Texas. Many states are seeing consistent rainfall. We have a few small areas like the upper Midwest that are seeing a little bit more rainfall, and that's slowly coming to an end. For many of the southeast states, we're just seeing thunderstorms all over the place, especially in the south. A lot of the central states as well, like Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana. Our far southern states like Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky are also involved in a lot of these thunderstorms. And then the Carolinas. South Carolina and North Carolina in turn are seeing thunderstorms all over the place. And even Virginia. I've never heard of that, but I would say Virginia and West Virginia are seeing a lot of showers and thunderstorms. Even southern Indiana, southern Ohio, and southern Illinois are involved in Maryland, DC, Delaware, even southern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey. We can see that a lot of different states are dealing with these sudden storms all over the place. The remnants of the tropical area that we're concerned about are somewhere between Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas, and again, it's going to loop back, but our low is here. It's going to loop back into the Gulf again. That's what's expected right now according to the model guidance, but also according to the model guidance from this point on, it's going to go ahead and loop back again. In fact, this is going to be the third time it's going to come into this area, because this is the area that it originally moved into. So this is going to be the third time it's going into the Gulf, which is absolutely insane. So just looking at this in the midst of a lot of storms as well as the lower 48 states that are going to happen over the next 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and move on to Saturday, the 19th. We're going to see the Four Corner states again tomorrow. Wyoming, Montana, as well as states like the Dakotas, down to Nebraska and Kansas are seeing a lot of thunderstorms, a lot of showers. A lot of eastern areas are also coming together. Some of the north in Canada towards the Great Lakes might see more showers than anything, but I wouldn't be surprised to see thunderstorms there either. We're definitely seeing a lot of thunderstorm activity around some of the Midwestern states, Ohio, the Mid-Atlantic Valley, and some of the states further south. It's worth noting that, again, our area of tropical disturbance is somewhere like south of the Ohio Valley right now. But we have some more potential for development here in the northern Gulf. Obviously, we know this system is going to move back into this area again. So there's going to be a lot of threats around this area in the coming days and weeks. And it's actually something I've been looking forward to for days and weeks now. If you guys follow our daily videos, I've always said that this July is going to be about various threats of tropical activity around the Gulf and off the southeast. And we've seen, I think, 2 storms so far. I think a tropical storm happened in July, maybe late June, but I'm pretty sure it was July as well. Let's move on and move into Sunday. Showers and thunderstorms around the Rocky Mountains, the plains here, particularly the northern plains. We still see continued thunderstorm threats in the Ohio Valley, deep south, the Mid-Atlantic, the northeast here. That continues. Moving into Monday the 21st, we're dealing with a lot of activity in the Pacific Northwest again. The Rocky Mountains and the Four Corner states, the northern plains, and up into the Midwest. We have some lower pressure here in Canada. We have some here over the plains as well. They're working as a tandem group to create a lot of this activity. Continued thunderstorms in the southeast corner of the country. On Tuesday, what we're seeing is we've done this with our tropical area of concern. We've got some high pressure in this area. This is definitely why I'm actually going to draw an H shape to make things a little easier. But as this system continues to come down, it has to avoid that high pressure system, which is why it's back over the Gulf again. That continues to happen here a couple of times in this model run. We'll see some of them break off back out into the ocean and the Atlantic as well. So that's going to be a common theme here. But this southward movement down the East Coast is extremely interesting with these storm systems, and seeing a potential tropical system moving south would be crazy, possibly towards Florida. So we'll have to see what happens as we move forward on Wednesday the 23rd. We see that this tropical disturbance has now passed through Florida. It's bringing thunderstorms to Florida itself, Georgia, Alabama, very similar to when it first moved through, with some potential for flooding, heavy rains, and a lot of thunderstorms. You can expect the same thing probably on Wednesday the 23rd. We're still about 5 days away from this storm, but we're getting closer. The models continue to trend towards something like this. As we move forward on Thursday, you can see that this system is going to come into an area very similar to Louisiana, and that's where we are right now. Oh look, the upper Midwest and Great Lakes is seeing some tropical or non-tropical storms, but of course there are thunderstorms and showers going on there. On Friday, we see that system persisting in similar areas, activity continuing north here as well, heading into Saturday on the 26th. A little bit of low pressure building up here in the upper Midwest, some activity across the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, as well as the Northeast here, and then again across the deep South and Southeast. We're seeing these showers and thunderstorms, and we want to see on the models, it really wants to show a lot of this activity is flowing into the system north there. And we see that happening here, where this low pressure just absorbs all the energy. So it's not like a direct movement of a consistent system here moving across the bay and along and into the northern areas. It's more like an energy transfer, but I'll count it just because I want to. It'll be interesting. But for Monday here, we see on the 28th, a lot of activity here for the Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, even some of the Northeast. So really across the eastern states, we're seeing thunderstorms now due to all of this activity. Come Tuesday, we see a lot of this activity, or at least half of it, is now off the East Coast here. And right at this point is when it wants to move south again. Again, we're stuck in a loop here, no pun intended. Wednesday, we see that activity really continuing on the East Coast. So Wednesday the 30th, Thursday the 31st, we see it slowly but surely moving back into the Gulf. What's interesting again is we have higher pressure in this area, but we have a low here off the Mid-Atlantic and a small low in the Gulf, although it's a low with very low precipitation. And both have the potential to develop, and they can't combine or move through because that high pressure is in the way. That's why we have see the daily emoji there, by the way. I'll try to get this off the screen. We've seen some of this activity or energy take off that high pressure system, and some of it has slid over the top of it back into the bay here. Again, tropical activity could produce some heavy downpours, especially over the bay and along the Gulf Coast area. We're seeing some above average activity, but the main areas that are above average are the northern plains, up into the Ohio Valley in the Midwest, even the Great Lakes, which seem to be the areas with the most above normal rainfall. And really the south and east don't have the tropical component. It's mostly below average. Well, I'm looking forward to the next few weeks, so we will continuously update the storm situation in the next news. Please subscribe to the channel to follow. Thank you for watching the news on CIA TV channel.